Oh hey guys, what is up? It's JJ Tech here, back again for another tech video, and today I've got you the PowerA Enhanced Wired Controller. Now today I'm going to be doing an 8-month later video on the PowerA Enhanced Wired Controller. Now if you watched my previous video, I did a video on the PowerA Fusion Gaming Controller, so if you haven't checked that video out, make sure to go to the description and check it out. Now before we start today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and as well follow my Instagram here at JJTech123, and I will drop that in the link in the description box down below, so you can go give me a follow. Now as you know, 8 months ago I bought this controller so I can compare it to the PowerA Fusion controller cousin or brother slash whatever you want to call it. And as you know, I compared the two, the PowerA Fusion and this one, and I also did a review of this controller. And I don't know if you guys watched the previous video, but you know how I said I did a review on the PowerA Fusion controller? Yeah, scrap that. I actually never did a review on the PowerA Fusion controller, so if you guys ever heard me say that, yeah, just scrap it. But you should go ahead and watch the comparison between the two controllers to see which one is better. Now as usual, I'm gonna do the cons and the pros, then the cons. So it's a pretty simple idea here, and then at the end of the video I usually talk about my experience over the 8 months or however long I've had this controller. Now I don't think you guys would ever have thought I would put this on one of my pros, but as you can see, it has a cord. I currently have it on the floor, so you know how I said wired? Yeah, it is wired, it's not wireless, it's on the floor. But that comes to the first pro, and that is that it does have a detachable wire here. Now as you can see here, it has a micro USB port in here, so you can basically just attach it whenever you want to put this in storage, and it just makes it much simpler compared to the last controller we tested, the Fusion controller. You're paying double the price and you don't even get a detachable cord. So that's something I really liked about the PowerA Enhanced wired controller. Now pro number 2 is this down here, something I did mention also in the Fusion controller, that it does have a headphone jack. Despite the price of this controller, which is not even nearly as expensive as the Fusion controller, this thing still manages to keep the headphone jack, which controllers at this price point are starting to remove them or not even bother to include them at a price point of $25, which is what this controller costs. So in case you guys were asking how much this costs, yeah, 25 bucks. Now I want to clear something up from my previous video. You know how I said I bought the Fusion controller for 25 bucks as well? Well, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, if you guys watched the video fully, at the end of the video I posted the price, and I don't know if you guys saw, but it was 75 bucks. Now I did forget to remember, guys, I didn't actually buy it for 25 bucks. I bought it for 40 bucks. So the price has gone up substantially, at least on Amazon. So just wanted to clear things up, just in case some of you were getting kind of confused every time I kept saying that I bought that controller for 25 bucks when I actually didn't. So just want to clear things up there. Now back to the pro, and let's get on to the last pro of the enhanced wired controller. Now the last pro has got to be the programmable buttons on the back here. Now this is pretty much the Fusion controller. It's just not as crazy looking, doesn't have the cool grip, and doesn't have the trigger stops. And I forgot, and this one also doesn't have the detachable thumbstick. So actually, you know what, never mind. This is way different than the Fusion controller. But back to that pro there. As you can see, it also has the 2 buttons that the enhanced controller had, one on the right and left side, and it works just like the Fusion controller. You just program whatever button you want to be programmed on either of these buttons, and it'll do as you say. So for example, I want to put X on the back. I could easily do that by holding down the program button here and the programmable button, and then the X button all at the same time, and then you'll see the light flashing, which indicates that it is now switching the button. So that is something that you gotta look out for, and at this price point, guys, that is a complete steal. I mean, for 25 bucks, that the fact that this includes it, like I said, some controllers even in the $50 to $70 price point don't even include that kind of stuff. Now on to the pros. Everything has a pro, and this is one of them. And one thing is the controller feel. The first pro, yep, the controller feel. Now what I mean by that is, I don't know, it just feels a bit plasticky in the hand. The triggers feel kind of mushy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, they feel kind of mushy. They have like this little clicking sound, which I personally don't like. I like the clickiness on the top here. That's something I do like. But the triggers themselves feel a little bit mushy, and it feels like if you would push down too hard, you would just break them, which isn't the case. Don't want to scare you guys. And also just the feel of it just doesn't have that cool grip that the Fusion controller had. And it's just kind of a smooth, kind of cheap, really cheap feeling plastic here in the front. And if you're a sweaty gamer, your hands sweat while you're gaming hardcore, once it rubs down on here in the front, it's just really slippery, and this could even fall off your hands. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, con number 1 has definitely got to be the controller feel. Now con number 2 has got to be that it has no grip whatsoever on any part of this controller, not even on the back like you would say on the Xbox One original controllers, the licensed versions, the real ones. It at least has like little dot ridges on the bottom of the controller, so you at least can grip it a little bit more than you would on a regular basic controller like this one. And this one just doesn't have it. I would at least like for it to include it. Now I understand the price point, 20, 25 bucks, I understand. But come on, you could have at least added some little grips here on the back. Now, con number 3, this is a con that I would never have put on this list or even thought of. But out of the 8 months that I've had it, it's the vibration motors here. Now, yeah, like I said, I don't think you guys saw this coming. Yeah, the vibration motors just aren't strong. You know, when you're in a shooter game or in a racing game, when you're drifting or whatever, you know how you kind of get that feel that when you drift, it kind of just vibrates the whole controller. And this one supposedly has the trigger vibrations like you would on the real Microsoft Xbox One controllers, and it certainly does have it, don't get me wrong, but it's just really, really light. You can barely feel the vibration. Even the regular vibration around the whole controller is just very, very light. And I thought mine was just defective, but it turns out it's actually how the controller is supposed to be. Now, at least it has vibration, I will give it that. Now, the Fusion controller, the vibration is like, I think even better than the original controllers. It also has the trigger vibrations like you would on the original Xbox One controllers, but it just feels much, much stronger than this. But it's kind of understandable. This is like, the Fusion controller is like double the price of this one, so, but still, you know, it would have been nice to see a little bit stronger vibration on this controller. Now that's it for the pros and the cons. Now I'm going to talk about my experience over the 8 months that I've had this controller. Now my experience has been really, really good. Like I said, only those 3 little complaints. They're not huge deals, especially even with the wire. Just let me get it. As you can see, it does have the wire, and it is a pretty long wire. It doesn't even fit in the frame of the camera shot here. In fact, it's actually a bit longer than the Fusion controller. But as you can see, it's not braided like the Fusion controller, so braided is going to last a bit longer, but this cord feels really, really strong. But yeah, it's been really, really good. Should I recommend you buy it? Well, yeah, if you're on a really, really tight budget, 20 to 25 bucks you want to spend, this is a really, really good option. Even though there are a bunch more options at this price point, I think it'll be a really good buy. Like I said, only if you're on a tight budget. But if you're willing to spread your budget just a little bit higher, I would go for that Fusion controller, guys. I would say it's a much, much better upgrade than this right here. But yeah, but at the same time, at that point, I would just recommend you buy the original actual Xbox One controllers. But like I said, it really does come up to you, and personally, I would recommend this controller. Now that wraps up today's video. Don't forget to subscribe down below and follow my Instagram at JJTech123. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.